Today is the final day of our Va'a Keiki Camp. So we just have the families, the participants being able to show their families what they've learned for the past couple days. That's right. So where's my, oh, they're not here yet. David's not here yet. Okay. I'm here. You're here. That's right. Come in the front, baby. They've learned some traditional protocols with surrounding our canoe practices, a traditional chant that was actually used when they would haul the logs that were hollowed out from the mountain to the seashore. It is also a rallying cry to make sure that everybody's on the same page. It's like a pep talk. Even though it's a traditional chant, these are ways that they can actually implement it still today. Iku mama, iku mama, iku hulu hulu, ika la navao. Iku la navao. Iku ki, iku ko, iku ama, amaka hulu e ye kuya.
Our Keiki Camp is what we do every year for our children, for our Keiki between the ages of 5 to 13 years old. And we teach them cultural practices, giving them an experience of what it was like for our kupuna to live in ancient times. And so with this camp, we taught them about the Va'a, which is the outrigger canoes. We taught them chants, which they were able to learn a little bit of Olelo, which is the language. They were also able to learn about the Va'a, the various parts, again in Olelo, Hawaii, and also to be able to go out on the canoe, out into the lake, and be able to get that wonderful experience on how our ancestors traveled in ancient times. We've also been able to partner with various organizations. We were out here a couple of weeks ago at a Ohana retreat that was hosted by Hui Hawaii or Utah Hawaiian Civic Club, and also with Team Kalea. We've done many activities and events with them also, working side by side again, being able to introduce such things and practices and the culture to our community here in Utah. The Pacific Islanders, we all have that same knowledge as far as the Va'a. You know, they were used as they traveled throughout the South Pacific. This was also a way of means for them to go out and be able to provide sustenance for their families, being able to teach them that this was one of the important things that was very important to our Hawaiian people. And so to be able to give them that knowledge to build on as far as learning their culture, that was very important for us to be able to teach them.
Well, for us, especially if we're outside of our native spaces, then it becomes a more tenuous hold that we have. So regardless of where they're at, they're going to be a Pacific Islander. So for us as community leaders, it is absolutely our responsibility to provide as authentic experiences as we can for us to sustain their identity. If we have water, then it's a community responsibility to provide a Va'a. So then that way that these kids will have that kinds of experiences. If we don't, then it's really our fault when they become more disconnected from who they are as Pacific Islanders. We were actually raised with that 7th-generation mentality. It's for the people that are going to be here when we're not. And so we believe if we build the structure firm enough, it's going to be here for when our grandkids and our great-grandkids. So the trick is making sure that that foundation is firm enough to sustain whatever might come their way. But we're encouraged by how things have gone so far. The organizations that we're with, the oldest one is about 30 years already. So yeah, so we know that our foundation is fairly good. We just want to make sure that we keep tweaking it so that way it remains relevant for our kids. We're fortunate because we have a lot of volunteers who took vacation time to come out and be on the Va'a with the kids. And we have some more people coming down. So all of this shoestring budget, I mean, we already have the canoes, and we're actually going to have an 8-week Va'a camp next summer. So the first 4 weeks they'll be paddling for technique, and then they'll have a race to measure themselves against the other team. They'll be paddling for time. So that way it's a little bit of a competition, and then the final race will be occurring on the day of Ohana retreat next year. Hey, one more time. Iku la navao. Ikua. Ikua muki, ikua ko, ikua. My ka'i mahalo.
We receive feedback from our community saying these are wonderful programs. This is what we need. We need to keep this. And so as we continue to hear these things, we know that this is important enough for our community. And so we continue to work on to provide such things for our community.